Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, installation of indigenous electrode regulation controller in LHF1 of SAIL Rourkela steel plant showcases innovation and sustainability. 19 employees including executives awarded at Hot Strip Mill 1 of SAIL RSP under Sabash scheme. And Deepika Mahila Sangati is doing an incredible job in uplifting and empowering the marginalized sections, says Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge, RSP and BSL. And now the news in detail. In a pioneering move towards innovation and sustainability, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has successfully installed an indigenous electrode regulation controller in Ladle Heating Furnace 1 LHF1 at Steel Melting Shop 1 SMS1. The new renovated system was inaugurated by Mr. R.K. Patra, CGM in charge Steel, in the presence of Mr. P.K. Sahu, CGM MS, and Mr. Pinaki Chaudhary, CGM SMS1. Notably, the project has been commissioned by the dedicated team of SMS1 Electrical comprising Mr. T. P. Garewal, AGM SMS1 Electrical, Mr. Sandeep Lakra, Manager SMS1 Electrical, and Mr. B. Behra, Assistant Manager SMS1 Electrical, under the guidance of Mr. C.V.C. Ekka, GM Electrical. It is noteworthy that LHF1, a crucial unit in SMS1, plays a pivotal role in achieving the optimal temperature and chemistry of molten steel before it is transferred to the caster for the casting process. The electrode regulation controller is a sophisticated system designed to precisely control the movement of electrodes during arcing, crucial for raising the temperature of molten steel in the ladle. The new indigenous controller replaces the existing imported controller, which has become obsolete with no available spare parts or support services. The upgraded ladle heating furnace now operates with dual controllers, allowing for 100% standby system availability. This ensures uninterrupted electrode regulation during the crucial ladle heating process, contributing to operational efficiency. The implementation of the indigenous electrode regulation controller is anticipated to yield several benefits, including enhanced control over the ladle heating process, improved energy efficiency, and potentially reduced operational costs. This technological leap showcases RSP's commitment to staying at the forefront of industry standards, fostering competitiveness, and prioritizing environmental sustainability. 19 employees, including 7 executives of Hot Strip Mill 1 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, were awarded under Sabash scheme. Mr. Subrat Kumar, CGM HSM1, CRM SSM Pipe Plant and Roll Shop, presided over the function and handed over the awards. Present on the occasion were Mr. Kalyan Samajdar, GM HSM1, sectional heads, namely Mr. P. Pranay, GM Electrical, Mr. P. Tudu, GM Mechanical, Mr. N. Mohalik, DGM Operation, and other senior officers. Mr. Subrat Kumar appreciated the initiatives of the award winners in respective areas and motivated all to emulate the same. The recipients of the awards were Mr. M. Mahanta, AGM, Mr. C. Dash, Senior Manager, Mr. H. M. Singh, Manager, Mr. I. Malik, Assistant Manager, Mr. B. S. Sahu, MOMT, Mr. P. K. Sutar, MOMT, Mr. S. C. Behra, Senior Technician, Mr. S. K. Jena, MOMT, Mr. S. K. Pal, Manager, Mr. U. K. Behra, Senior Technician, Mr. D. Minj, MOMT, Mr. P. K. Padhyari, MOMT, Mr. P. K. Sahu, Senior Technician, Mr. S. C. Sahu, AGM, Mr. T. Sanapati, Assistant Roller, Mr. R. R. Mahanti, AGM, Mr. M. K. Hota, MOMT, Mr. S. Dash, MOMT, and Mr. S. Panda, Operator. The program was coordinated by Mr. Sumit Verma, Manager, HSM1. The 64th annual day of Deepika Mahila Sangati DMS, a leading philanthropic organization of the Steel City, was celebrated at Civic Center with splendor and gaiety on 25th November 2023. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge RSP with additional charge of Bokaro Steel Plant, was the chief guest of the function. Mrs. Seema Deb Bhaumik, President DMS, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Sahu, ED Projects, Mr. Somnath Tripathi, ED MM, Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, Mr. Alok Verma, ED Mines, Mr. Tarun Mishra, ED PNA, Mr. A.K. Behuria, ED FNA, Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Mrs. Samapika Sahu, Professor Dr. Sushmita Das, Mrs. Jayashri Hota, Mrs. Pravati Mishra, Mrs. Namrata Verma, all Vice Presidents of DMS, and many other senior officers of RSP and members of Deepika Mahila Sangati, along with their family members, were present on the occasion. The program commenced with the lighting up of the ceremonial lamp by the dignitaries. Mrs. Seema Deb Bhaumik, in her address, gave a glimpse of the activities undertaken and progress made by the Sangati on all fronts in recent years. In his address, Mr. Bhaumik congratulated the members of the Sangati on pursuing such a long and incredible journey of uplifting and empowering women and children in particular, and the community in general. He expressed hope that such noble deeds would inspire others and create a healthier, happier, and a more harmonious and humane society. Mrs. Nidhi Singhal, Secretary, Deepika Mahila Sangati, presented an audio-visual report on the various endeavours of the Sangati in the previous year. Ms. Namita Mahapatra, former Secretary, was felicitated for rendering selfless service in various endeavours of the Sangati. Trophy was also presented to the best performing group in the sector cultural program. Group song by the President and the Vice Presidents and the welcome of the chief guest by the Scout and Guide Band of Deepika Ispat Siksha Sadan were some of the major highlights of the evening. The spectacular cultural program presented on the occasion comprised beautifully choreographed dances, mellifluous songs, and a humorous Odia skit based on social media and its impact. Ms. Meghna Chatterjee compared the inaugural session, while Dr. Mrs. Anjana Moitra, Ms. Abha Bhagat, and Mrs. Lavanya Sunyani anchored the cultural program. Mrs. Poonam Shah, Joint Secretary of the Sangati, proposed a vote of thanks. The function concluded with singing of the national anthem. And that's all for now. Namaskar.